My husband, who I'm going to put in charge of revitalizing the economy, because, you know, he knows how to do it. And
Hillary Clinton pitching a 2-for-1 deal, which sounds reminiscent of when her husband ran. She says that she will put him in charge of working on the economy if he wins the White House. But Bill Clinton's economic policies in the 90s skew further right than the proposals that she built her campaign on. Joe Trippi is a former campaign manager for Howard Dean. Ed Rollins was the campaign manager for the Reagan-Bush ticket in '84 and now serves as chief strategist for the Trump super PAC. And both are Fox News contributors. Gentlemen, welcome. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
Today, I just want to take everybody on a little bit of a trip down memory lane here as we play something that I think many people might find surprising, particularly younger people. This is an ad for Bill Clinton and Al Gore when they ran back in '92. Listen to this.
They're a new generation of Democrats, Bill Clinton and Al Gore, and they don't think the way the old Democratic Party did. They've called for an end to welfare as we know it, so welfare can be a second chance, not a way of life. And they've rejected the old tax and spend politics. Clinton's balanced 12 budgets, and they've proposed a new plan investing in people, detailing $140 billion in spending cuts they'd make right now.
Joe, I mean, it is astonishing when you think about how far the Democratic Party and what the ads look like now has come since then. So if Hillary's talking about bringing Bill back, I think a lot of supporters will be pretty shocked.
Well, no, I mean, look, it's not just the party. The country's moved tremendously since the 90s. I mean, there's been a lot of progress and innovation, and technology's changed the economy a lot since then. But the fact is, Bill Clinton, during his administration, created more jobs than the last 4 Republican presidents combined. That's going to be a case. I mean, all the attacks on him that are going to come are going to come. I mean, there are some of his economic policies that Trump will take umbrage with and will attack him. But the other side of it is he's a tremendous asset. He did, the economy flourished during his presidency.
I know, but Joe, my point is how he did it. I mean, he ended the Glass-Steagall Act, which allowed commercial banks and investment banks to get together. He supported NAFTA. You know, I mean, when you look at the contrast between what Hillary wants to do now, she supports she supported TPP. She wants to extend Dodd-Frank to non-banks. She wants to allow the EPA to continue to put out regulations. She wants to expand Social Security and offer Medicare to people who don't get it. I mean, this is a complete reversal of what we saw under Clinton economics. So, you know, if you're going to bring Bill back, Hillary might be quite surprised by what he might do.
I don't think so. I think, look, he did invest in people. I think that's what she's going to try to do again moving forward if she's president. When you get into coal country, a lot of these places, we've got to invest in creating new jobs and not relying on jobs that are moving out of the economy. I think Bill Clinton had, you know, look, he was the explainer-in-chief in the 2012 race.
He sure was.
And was a huge asset to Barack Obama. I think, you know, I've been a big person a big out there saying, don't underestimate Donald Trump, don't underestimate Bill Clinton's ability to communicate.
That's very true. I mean, I remember in the 2012 convention when he stood up and said nobody could have fixed this economy at this point, not even me. You got to give Barack Obama another 4 years. And that was, I think, a huge moment for that campaign. And I think it really pushed a lot of people over the top in terms of voting for President Obama again. Ed, weigh in here. I mean, we are looking at such different policies under President Obama and Hillary Clinton than we looked at under Bill Clinton.
It's a totally different time. You had the tech boom, which obviously helped him immeasurably. You had the housing boom. The reality here is she is a weak candidate. Even her best friends are worried about the candidate that she's become, and the fact that a Bernie Sanders is nipping at her heel and probably has her limping into her convention before she can even begin. The whole campaign is going to be about the economy. And if all of a sudden you say, gee, I got to get my husband in here because he did it, you're basically diminishing your own role as the President of the United States, even though presidents sometimes get too much credit and too much blame for economies that are beyond their means. But I think to a certain extent, a lot of Democrats would much rather have Bill Clinton running for a 3rd term than Hillary, and that's not a good thing for her. I also think that at this point in time, she needs to go out and show she can run an effective campaign against Trump. She can't do that until she gets rid of Sanders. She's got a long ways to go to do that. And at this point in time, it looks like desperate politics saying, wait till my husband gets back in here.